G'day, guys. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. Look, I'll be honest, Steelers Nation, I have stuffed up the last, I think, 6, 7 takes recording this video, and this shouldn't take that long. I don't know why I've been stuffing up, but I have been. So, this is the first time it's going on the internet, but it's about the eighth or ninth time, and that's what YouTube sometimes can do to you. Some days you have great days and you're feeling fantastic, and you can do it in one take, and you're like, let's effing go. Other days, you've just said the wrong thing, something silly. I don't know. Anyways, that's breaking down the fourth wall a bit. Today, we're talking about the Steelers' 53-man roster. Maybe I'm talking a bit too fast and getting in front of myself, but the previous 8 times were terrible. Terrible. It's had to restart. But here it is. Let's talk about the 53-man roster, and that is who I think is going to make the team. Now, overall, I don't really care. I don't care if, dude, I don't care if we see 1,000 Kendrick Greens out there. I'm cheering for the guys in black and gold, but I am excited to see who does make the team. And here's my projection or list. Kenny Pickett, Trubisky, Rudolph. Those three guys will be on the team. I think Kenny Pickett's going to have a big year. Trubisky will be number 2, and Rudolph will be like the backup emergency quarterback that we're going to see. Now, next we have running back, Najee Harris, Warren, Anthony McFarland. Najee Harris is number 1, by the way. There is no debate. That was a crazy time. The media's crazy. The media's been soaked this year. This year, out of all the years, the media's been absolutely crazy, in my opinion. It's just stop clickbaiting. Just talk football. We don't want the drama. We just want to hear about our Steelers. Stop making up the drama. It's good to have Najee Harris as number 1 and Warren be a good back as well. It's fine to have 2 backs who are fantastic. Stop making the drama. Makes no sense. Right. Steelers tight ends. I've got Freiermuth, Gentry, Washington, Connor Hayward. Now, we could maybe see Gentry get cut, but I still like the idea of 4 tight ends because they're going to use Connor Hayward as a halfback, fullback, and then also he's just going to be a football player. So I've got 4 tight ends making the team. Those 4 blokes there. We have as well O-line depth. I've got Dan Moore, Ciamalo, Mason Cole, Daniels, Chooks. Those are my 5. And then backups, I have Jones, Dotson, Herbig, and Anderson. I'm pretty sure the way that Green's been playing, he's going to be cut, right? Herbig's going to make the team too. He's like a backup guard. Dotson is a backup guard too. And I think Anderson can play Anderson's been playing everything. As a rookie, he's been playing, I think, tackle, guard, and center. And Jones has been playing left tackle. And if something were to happen on the line, they would shift plays around and bring in Jones and move Dan Moore. If Mason Cole went out, they would probably use James Daniels, or they could use Herbig at center. So I'm pretty cool with that list, those 9 players there. Next, my receiver depth chart for the 53. Deontay Johnson, Pickens, Robinson, Austin. Those are the 4. I think in anyone's depth chart or 53-man roster, those 4 have to make it. Now, the Steelers normally take 6 receivers in, right? They take 6 in. So who's going to be the other 2? Now, they just recently cut. They cut Cody White and they cut Hakeem Butler. So if we thought, I thought Butler had a chance to make the team. I thought he had a chance. The guy's huge. He played well in the XFL. He didn't play last week for the Bills. Now he's cut. So that leaves you with, in my view, Miles Boykin's going to be the teamer guy who plays gunner. And the other gunner to make the team is going to be Gunnar Olszewski. I just see it happening. He's been playing overall snaps. Last week was, I think, 50 snaps or 45 snaps, 77% of snaps. They're trying to find a role for Gunnar O. And also, if you've got CA3 playing punt return, you can have Gunnar O backing up CA3 in that position, right? Now, I'm not saying you have to give him a massive role where he gets a football, 10 times a game. Gunnar Olszewski might only catch a football 15 to 20 times a game, but I feel like he's going to make the team. The guy can play. He's not crazy great. He's not elite, but he's good and he can play. And also, a lot of fans, you need to drop the whole thing about him stuffing up the punt last year. That was last year, man. Forget about it. Don't worry about it. Forget that. It happened last year. We need to move on. It's a brand new year. The same way that I'm going with Matt Canada. And by the way, no one's yelling out, fire Matt Canada. He's doing a good job in Steelerland, in Pittsburgh, doing some good stuff. So if I can do a fresh new start with Canada, we can do a fresh start with Gunnero, right? Because Kenny Pickett's going to find Johnson, Pickens, Robinson, CA3, Muth, Washington, Haywood, Najee Harris, Warren before he goes to Gunnero. It's going to be okay. Don't worry about that. Next one. So what do we have next? D-line depth. So I've got Connor Haywood. I think Braden Fehoko might start at the nose tackle position. I think it's going to be Haywood, Fehoko, Ogunjobi, the three up front. And then I've only got six. And they might carry seven. They could carry seven and bring like an Armand Watts too. But I've got backup to be DeMarvin Leal, Louder Milk, and Keanu Benton as well. So Benton's going to be, I think Benton and Fehoko will swap. I think DeMarvin Leal and Louder Milk's been playing some good reps too. They've been working well together actually. DeMarvin Leal and Louder Milk in the preseason games have been working very well together. So I see that. Now I've got six, but this could be a case where the Steelers carry seven, and I'm fine with that too. You have guys on the fringe that are like Armand Watts. He could be on the fringe there. You still have other guys like Montravius Adams. He might make the team too. So it could be those two blokes coming in there. But for this exercise, I've just got six. All right, let's go. How long am I going for? A few minutes. Okay, let's carry on. Middle linebacker depth, I've got Cole Holcomb, Roberts. I think they'll start. I've got Mark Robinson as well and Quan Alexander. Fantastic. Also, I've got Tanner Muse too, but I think he's going to play more teams. You won't really see Tanner Muse on the field, I don't think. He's more or less going to play teams if he makes the 53. Let's move on to the next one. Do I have outside? Yes, I do. Outside linebacker depth. We all know what's going on here. TJ Watt, Highsmith, Herbig, Marcus Golden. That's a pretty good call. Let's go with that. Next one we have cornerback depth. Peterson, Wallace, Joey Porter Jr., Shannon Sullivan, and James Pierre. Now, Peterson, Wallace, I think they're going to start. And then also Joey Porter, if he plays real well on the outside, you might see Peterson play more that nickel cornerback, that role there. Sullivan can also play the nickel or slot. I think he plays well. I think he's in the team. And James Pierre, he's not the worst player out there, but he plays a lot of teams and he's more or less like backup cornerback depth, in my opinion. I think he makes teams. So I'm going to carry 5 corners. The next one we have is safety. Minka Fitzpatrick, Kazi, Keanu Neal, Killebrew, and Elijah Riley too. This is why I've put both in. Both players I've put in are Elijah Riley and Shannon Sullivan. I think they both make the team. They're both playing some really good football right now, and it's good for our secondary. So in total, I've got 10 guys in the secondary. And lastly, we have Chris Boswell, Harvin, and Christian, number 46. You guys know who it is. I'm just testing out my YouTube algorithm. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that name anymore. I don't know what I can say anymore. Anyways, guys, that's my list for the 53. 8 minutes in, I got it for this. I tell you what. Sometimes you're feeling it, sometimes you're not. I was stuffing up my words, slurring my words, and I was like, what am I saying? What am I talking about? But that's my 53. Let me know in the comments, guys. Let me know in the what? Let me know in the comments, guys, if you agree with that 53. Look, to me, if I get a few wrong, I might get 4 or 5 wrong. It's fine. I'm pretty excited too. We have some fun things coming up too. So on the weekend this Thursday night, we have Steelers versus Falcons. We are going to see, I think Kenny for one of the last times, so maybe a drive. So that should be fun. And then we have the cut down days coming up very shortly for the 53.